Well, what is happening? It's story time, I guess. It's a new segment I'm going to start. Pretty much stories, little things here and there, just for the crack, because why not tell a good story, So, I'm going to tell you about the time I went to Spain. See, the one thing I hate about going in foreign places is because of my skin tone, everyone automatically assumes I speak French or similar. I don't. But anyway, so I think I was 16, I think. Me and my dad went to Spain. Our whole family went on holidays, and it was late night, kind of maybe like 11 o'clock. Me and dad went to say, we'll go down to the pub just to get a feel, because we just landed, so we're like, we'll go down to the pub and get a few drinks and scope the place out pretty much. So we went ahead and did that, and we ended up in the bar. No, we sat down, dad went up, got a couple of pints, we were there. So we were there for maybe about half an hour or so. And then, dad was pretty much sitting there, there was this big projected screen thing going on. And dad was sitting there, whatever was on, I think it was football or something. And so he gave me money and told me to go up to the bar to get the next round or whatever. So he gave me money, he says, go and get us 2 pints. So I went up to the bar now, and I was at one end of the bar here, and there was a guy here. And then on the other side were these 3 guys. Now these 3 guys were from England. Now they were probably on a lad's holiday or whatever. So I was okay. The guy was serving them, and the other guy beside me was drinking his drink or whatever. And so they were drinking their drink, and the guy was serving somebody else, they were all the way over here. And so then he was serving them, and the three guys over here started to get a bit agitated. They were kind of starting getting kind of annoyed at each other. They were starting to I think they were annoyed before I landed up, and they were sort of they were being really aggressive towards each other, if you know what I mean. So they were really kind of pissed off at each other, kind of arguing. It was kind of pushing each other back, arguing, wee shoves here and there. It was kind of Jesus. Thank God this guy's here, I'm not over there, and because they kept looking around, they kept doing that. So that was alright. The guy was coming towards me, the barman was coming towards me, and I was just about to get served, okay? And the guy who was sitting beside me here leaves. And as soon as he leaves, one of them looks over at me, and he kind of leans forward, he kind of looks at me and kind of does this here. And then all 3 of them look at me. Now I can see this in the corner of my eye, and I'm just oh shit. Oh fuck. So I said the barman 2 pints of Carlsberg or whatever, and he was see, or whatever the fuck it is. And so these guys sort of once they looked at me, they sort of, they kind of went really quiet. Not really quiet, but they went pretty quiet. They were kind of whispering towards each other, if you know what I mean. And so I just kind of stood oh shit. Because I think they thought I was Spanish, and when I started talking to them in English, they were kind of hold on here. Who's this kid? I was waiting there anyway, and I got my 2 pints, and one of them comes up to me, all mate. And me being 16, of course, I'm kind of I was sort of freaked out the fact that they were looking at me. So I was all alright. No, I didn't come across as if I was shitting it, but I was slightly shitting it, because these guys were these weren't juniors 20. These guys were 25, 26. So they were pretty, they were older, yeah. So after I said that, then he was he kind of leaned into me, if you know what I mean. And so he kind of have an annoyed, in an annoyed way. He was so where are you from exactly? I don't know how I should answer this, because I don't know if he's asking me where am I from because he might not like where I'm from, or if he's just asking me where I'm from because of the skin complexion or whatever. So I was standing there, and I didn't really know what to say, because I was this might go bad depending on how I answer this. So I just go then Ireland. Now at this point I'm kind of did I fuck this up? And then he started going on about like how he met some guy from Ireland and that he didn't particularly like him and all this kind of shit. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, no, you know, that's not awkward at all. But he was all like, yeah, I might from Ireland once. He was sort of a prick. No offence, though, but he was sort of a prick. I was like, okay. I kind of wanted to leave at that point, and I sort of like, I was like edging away. I was trying to edge away, you know, like pick it up and kind of like, yeah, and sort of like, you know, give the impression I was walking away. But he was like, every time I tried to take a step away, he would like lean in closer with me, as if, you know, kind of follow me in. And I was like, shit. So I was, at this point, I just wanted to get to Dad as soon as possible. Because I honestly, I was kind of freaked out because he seemed very like, he was already pissed off with his friends. Now, they didn't really bother coming over. They just kind of stood there and sort of like they looked on and they were just talking to each other then. But for some reason, this particular guy took an interest in me. And what I think it was because of the accent when I spoke. And then at this point, my pints are off the bar, and I'm like I nearly physically have my back to him at this stage. And as soon as I turned my back to him, oi, I just kept walking, and he just kept shouting, oi, oi, and I was like, oh shit. So I started to like walk faster. Because I honestly thought he was following me. So once I started to like walk away properly, I was near the table and I could just hear at the back of my head, fucking arrogant Irish cunt. And I was honestly delighted to get back to sit beside Dad. Like, I didn't tell him about it because whatever. But so we sat there anyway, and the guys were up on the pub. The guys that were up there they were like talking away for a while, and then they left. And that was that over, and I never seen them again after that. And maybe it was their last night or something, and I don't know, but that's how it went on anyway. So that is easily have to be like, that was my first real like, I wouldn't really call it extremely scary, but I was kind of like, I was kind of like shook, if you know what I mean. Because I didn't know what to expect, and if something did happen, I don't know what I'd do. But luckily, nothing major happened, so happy days. But so that's first story time. Probably gonna do more of these depending on how people liked it. If they did like it, good shit, I'll keep it up. But if not, be sure to tell me. I'm gonna make some coffee now, and I'm gonna just chillax. I'm gonna edit this out and hopefully be up soon. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment and all that good shit, because it does mean quite a lot. And share the video about as well if you enjoyed it. I don't know what that wiggle was all about. I do that wiggle all the time now. It's kind of it's a dance between me and my friends in rugby. It's just something we do all the time. It's when we're out. It's like that move has to be done.